Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Thursday, January 2nd indicate that after the DiMera party, Philip Kyriaki will accompany Stephanie Johnson home, which will allow them to exchange confessions. Philip and Stephanie will eventually hit the sheets because they will be honest about how they are feeling right now. Gabby Hernandez will acknowledge that she enjoyed the party despite its location when JJ Devereaux brings her back to the Hernandez residence. Gabby will inquire whether JJ wants to stay the night since she won't want the enjoyment to end. JJ will go to the bedroom with Gabby to have their own little secret party after he swiftly agrees. According to previews for other days, EJ DiMera will intensify his flirting with Belle Black in their next encounters. Belle hasn't yet informed EJ about taking his place as DA, despite the fact that she will appreciate the attention and perhaps even flirt back. Keep checking back for updates on all the bonding that will take place before Belle's news is ultimately revealed, as that will set the setting for some drama. Then, according to Days spoilers, Chanel Dupree DiMera will demand the truth after discovering Joy Wesley furiously disputing with Johnny DiMera about their past interactions. Johnny will finally talk to his wife by herself after Chanel comes into the bedroom and wants answers. Chanel will demand every graphic detail because Days teasers indicate that Johnny will confess to the cheating scandal. More details about what transpired between Johnny and Joy that evening will be revealed in a few DOL flashbacks. Although Johnny jumped to some incorrect conclusions and assumed the worst about Chanel, which led to this connection, it doesn't change the fact that he deceived his wife. The lies Johnny concocted to hide his error, such as the allegation that Joy sexually dated Alex Kyriakis instead, should be Chanel's greatest grievance. Alex will require some consolation because he will be feeling envious and depressed over Stephanie getting back together with Philip. Joy will feel awful about Chanel discovering that Johnny cheated, therefore the same is true for her. Philip explained what had transpired with Xander earlier to Chloe and Brady at the Salem Inn. Brady said to Philip, "So, Xander dissolved the shell company that you were using to launder the mob money." "Well, that explains why I couldn't find it earlier when I was trying to figure out a way to get you out of this mess," although Philip was concerned that the Vitalis would not be pleased with the news. Just as if on cue, Angelo called Philip at that same moment. "They will murder me. I must leave this place." After a quick chat with Angelo, Philip worried Chloe and Brady. "You can't go home, that's the first place they're gonna look." Before recommending that Philip simply remain in Brady's hotel room, Chloe issued a warning. "Here with my infant daughter? No!" After Brady objected, Chloe acknowledged the point and reassured Philip that there was an alternative. Chloe went on to say, "You can stay in my room," which delighted Philip and appalled Brady. "That's not happening either," Brady demanded. In response, Chloe said, "Excuse me, you don't have any control over my life." Philip interrupted, saying, "He thinks he does," before explaining to Chloe the agreement that had been made earlier, which required Brady to be involved in any efforts to manage the Vitalis. "Brady Black, you have a hell of a nerve, telling Philip to stay away from me." Chloe lost her temper. "So you don't become collateral damage," Brady clarified. "This is just like when I was with Stephen DiMera, and you cooked up that little scheme with Gabby to mess with our relationship." Chloe remembered. "Again, to protect you," Brady thought. "I don't need you to do that, I need you to trust that I can take care of myself." Chloe became anxious. "She can take care of herself." Philip spoke up. "Stay out of this," Brady yelled at Philip. Brady said that Philip was taking advantage of the circumstance to rekindle his romance with an old flame, but Chloe didn't buy it. "I know you have this compulsion about rescuing women and saving them from themselves, but I don't need you to save me or protect me or make decisions for me, so, for all our sakes, can you just please back off?" Brady was scolded by Chloe. "And, for the record, I am perfectly capable of protecting Chloe should anything happen, so how about you worry about your own screwed-up life, huh?" Before leaving the hotel room with Chloe, Philip gave Brady some advice. Xander texted Sarah, excited to tell her what had transpired earlier, and Sarah hurried over to Titan. "You always said Charlie was such a geek," So, what is he doing kidnapping a mafia princess? When Xander disclosed that Charlie had been arrested, Sarah interrupted incredulously. Philip must have been frightened of what his father might do, and he must not have been pleased to learn that I was playing him. That's what you get for betraying your family, Philip. When Xander confessed to confronting Philip about his involvement with the Vitalis, Sarah excitedly interrupted. Could that really happen? When Xander boasted that Philip's shell firm had been dissolved, Sarah worriedly interrupted, saying that Philip was now more concerned about the possibility of the Vitalis seeking retribution than he was about Victor being let down. It's possible, Xander said, seemingly indifferent, with a shrug and a small smile. Sarah began calling the police in horror. Philip's a traitor, why should we help him? Xander grabbed Sarah's cell phone and argued. I don't agree with what Philip did either, but that doesn't mean that we can let the mob murder him. Sarah thought. Can't we, at least, let them rough him up a little? Sarah wasn't amused and gave Xander a gentle smack for his suggestion. Victor will die if he loses Philip as well because he already lost Beau and Sierra. What will happen to my mother as a result? Sarah was anxious. You know I never want to hurt Maggie, but if Philip is out of the way, Victor would make me sole CEO of Titan. Seemingly torn, Xander pondered. Before attempting to reclaim the cell phone from Xander, Sarah made the decision to act as though I didn't hear you say that. Rafe was explaining to a furious Nicole at the police station that Charlie's attorney had likely been able to persuade a court to grant bail by arguing that Ava was an untrustworthy witness when Allie walked into the commissioner's office. Rafe responded that there was currently no way to establish that Charlie was the one who had introduced the medication into Ava's system when Nicole pointed out that the only reason Ava was an untrustworthy witness was because of the drug Charlie had been giving her. So, you're saying he's gonna get away with everything, Allie said sourly. After assuring Allie, Rafe suggested that it might be time to arrange a hypnotherapy appointment with Marlena. If you can somehow remember Charlie attacking you that night in London and testify to that, then maybe we have a chance of nailing this creep to the wall, he said. Allie said she would think about it. Rafe advised Allie to avoid Charlie going forward. That won't be an issue, Allie insisted. Sarah had asked for a meeting, so Rafe went to Titan to see her later. Philip Kyriakis needs police protection, Sarah clarified. Why? Rafe pondered. I can't really get into the details, but his life could be in danger, Sarah explained. Rafe urged, disappointing Sarah and pleasing Xander. Well, unfortunately, without further information, there's really not much I can do, he said. Rafe changed the topic and disclosed that Xander was required at the police station. When asked, Rafe explained, for questioning about a kidnapping, shocking Sarah and Xander. Steve greeted Ava, who was no longer restrained, when he entered the Vitali room at the hospital. Is that really you? Ava nervously reached out to Steve and inquired. Steve said, in the flesh, as he took hold of Ava's right hand. I just had to make sure apparently, I've been having some pretty intense hallucinations. Ava gave a bashful explanation. That's because Charlie drugged you, Steve disclosed.